Hey guys, we're going to edit this black and white photograph, and I chose this one as the example because it has some good areas of shadows, which are the darker areas, and some good areas of highlights, which are the lighter areas. So, and also this like detail in the siding on the house. So the way we're going to do this is we've got our workspace set up. So we're at the Essentials minus that Libraries panel, and I've got one background layer showing because I've just opened this image. And we are going to have two things open. First, we're going to go up to Window at the top and select Info. And this, as I scroll around, you can see the numbers in this window jumping around, and that's showing us how the percentage of a specific color in each little pixel. So we're going to pay attention to this quadrant right here, which is Cmyk, and that stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So even though this image is in black and white, my color space or color mode is RGB color. So it's still picking up some color, and that's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. And the other thing that we're going to open is down here in layer adjustments. We're going to click that and go to curves. And this opens up this sort of graph looking window. And we've got a couple things here. We have this graph with this line going through, which you can click and drag and move about. Then we've got these three droppers over here, and this is what we're going to use. So we're going to start with the black dropper. And as I move around, what I'm looking for is the darkest area. So that would be the highest percentage in black, or K, because that would mean that the biggest percentage of black pixels is there. And when I find it, I'm going to click it. So as I move around, you want to try to find something either in the mid to upper 70s or higher. So this one, this should be a pretty dark area in here. So I'm kind of moving around looking for a darkest area. And I think I saw 80. Let me see if I can find anything higher. So I think I'm going to go for that 81, and I'm going to click right there. And you can see that it changed all the black to, it kind of made a curve and made it, all the blacks that were 80% now are at 100. So if I hold down my Option key, I can see that that changed. Those are areas that are 100% black. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing to white. So if I click the white dropper, I can easily see the white areas in this photograph. Sometimes the photograph would be a little bit harder to see, like if this didn't have the sky and I had to pick from in here, I would have to move around and find the lowest percentage of black in that K area. So I'm just going to click the sky. And it might not make a huge change in your photograph, but it does improve the quality and contrast of your photo. So the next, and we can check that by unclicking this eyeball to hide that curves layer. So you can see the before and the after. And to take it a step further, we can click on this line and we can drag it down a little bit to improve that contrast. And I can make other points along this line as well to darken the shadow areas or brighten the highlight areas. Now, if you make a point on this curve and you've overdone it and you can't quite get it back, if you just click on the point that you've made and drag off the chart and let go, it'll remove that point. So I can do that to all three of these, and it'll just bounce right back to its original state. So I can make my points here. Like I said, you don't want to overdo it, but sometimes these little changes make a big difference in your photograph. So we can keep checking our progress here. Another great thing to understand about using the curves this way is that this is called non-destructive editing, meaning that I'm not actually editing the photograph itself, but I'm editing by using this adjustment layer on top. So if at some point we decide we don't even like this editing and I've gone too far to go back, so I just want to start over. So what I can do is I can just drag this layer to the trash can and get rid of it, and now I'm back to where I started. So I would go back here and go to curves and get my area of black and then find my area of white. And then I would just go through this whole process again. So this is called non-destructive editing, and this is the best way to edit your photos so that you're not actually changing the pixels on your original photograph. So that is how you edit a black and white photo. Happy editing!